Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and I will be the native English trainer for this hour. During this hour, we will talk about staying with people. We will go over vocabulary words about basically staying with people and having people do. Then we will. My name is Holly, a native English speaker from Idaho in the United States, where it is 10 p.m. on Monday evening, which means it would be about noon in Japan, and about 6 a.m. in 6 or 7 a 6, yeah, about 6 a.m. in Europe, about 2 or 3 in the morning in Brazil. So depending on where you are, it's definitely a different time. Um, Again, this is a lesson about staying with people. Hello, Carlos and Alabek.
Yes, good morning, Holly.
Morning. Didn't even see you come in, and all of a sudden I lost my internet connection. So, have you guys been in the classroom for a while?
Yes, we've been here.
Okay. Apologize. I was in the classroom just talking away. Didn't realize that I wasn't in here. So anyway, and how are you doing, Carlos?
Hello, Holly. How are you?
Good, good. Yeah, and I guess if my internet drops for one reason or another, just go ahead and wait, and I'll come back in. I didn't even realize I was out. So, um, but what time is it right now in Kazakhstan, Alabek?
It is at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay, and then and you're part of Mexico, Carlos. It's 9 p.m. Right?
9 p.m. That's right.
Okay, awesome. All right, awesome. And is that your little girl?
Yes,
Yeah.
they still awake in this hour.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
they,
My my
they are fighting each other.
yeah. My sister's kids are as well. They're the same age. They're 5 and 6, and usually they try to have them asleep by this time. But this week is spring break in the U.S., and so they're kind of having get to stay up later, and then they sleep later, and so forth.
Yes, they also on vacation.
Oh,
Uh,
are they? Yeah. Same
yes,
reason.
this, yes, they spend all the night awake.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Excellent. And Alabek, do you have kids?
Yes, I have a son, a little son.
And how old is he?
He's 2 years old.
Oh, he's okay. He's very small. Okay,
Yeah.
very very small. So he's probably is. Do you get him to bed by about 8 or 9 or 7 or?
Well, it is all the time a difference.
Uh-huh.
Because when he's finally tired, so then he's get to sleep.
Ah, got it. That's okay. So you basically are you put him to bed when he's sleepy, when he's tired. Awesome.
Yes, yes.
All right. Yeah. Right. Well, let's go ahead and start the lesson. And this hour, typically, we have 8 people that signed up for this class, but this hour typically has fewer people actually come. Um, so living and staying. So, what is the difference, Alabek? What is the difference between living and staying?
Maybe living it is uh, when we live as a owner in some of a property, but and staying it means that it is only for the some time. We need to stay at the some houses or the flats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As a guest, as a guest.
As a guest, yeah. So living is where you, of course, you are. I think more on I would say the big difference between living and staying is living is permanent, and staying is temporary. So, hello, Kelvin. How are you today? Hello, Kelvin.
Hello, teacher.
And remind
Can you
me.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Awesome. Remind me, are you from Brazil?
Yeah.
Awesome. It's quite late there, isn't it? It's about 1 or 2 in the morning.
1, 2.
What time is it there?
Okay. It's 1 a.m.
1 a.m. Okay.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I said, and I spoke very quickly. I said, yeah, is it about 1 or 2 in the morning? 1 or 2 in the morning, and so, but I said it so fast it was very difficult to understand. So, all right. So, is it about 1 or 2 in the morning? Is what I said. All right. So, what?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Now you understand. So, okay. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about staying with people, and what I'd like you guys to do is explain the differences between the following words, and then we'll complete the sentences below, and then we may even if you know a funny story or something about any of these words, we can talk about it as well. So, Alabek just explained the difference between living and staying, where living is more of a permanent situation in a home, where staying is really temporary. You stay at a hotel, you stay at a friend's house. So, Carlos, what is the difference between a landlord and a tenant?
A landlord is the owner, and the tenant is someone who pay a rent.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yep. Yep. Exactly. The owner and renter. Renter. Perfect. All right. And Kelvin, what is the difference between a host and a guest?
Let me think. The host is the owner, like a house, for example.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And the
Yeah.
guest, like a visitant. Like a visitor.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
all of a sudden I was like, oh, nobody can hear me. Nobody can hear me. Okay. And I was muted and I didn't realize it. Don't you hate that when that happens? So, Alibek, could you tell us the difference between a flatmate and a next door neighbor?
Okay, the flatmate it is someone who lives with you in the same square, in the
Uh-huh.
same room, and next door neighbor is some person who lives from next door from you, on the separate square.
Okay. Yeah, so it lives next door in a separate. We wouldn't say a square. Lives lives in the next home maybe. So instead of square, Alabek, we would say home. Person who lives in the same home. So square, I'm not sure what that would mean.
I mean the capacity
Yeah.
of any real estate.
Uh-huh. And yeah, and I think that we would say a home for that. So
Okay.
yeah. So let's see, person. I'm gonna change this. Okay, person lives in the same homes, lives in a different home. Okay. And what is the difference, Carlos, between live somewhere and stay somewhere?
I think is almost the same. I think is live somewhere. Your house is somewhere in a place, and stay somewhere. You can stay. I don't know, in a hotel or.
Okay. I think it's more like living and staying. It's the same. It's more like a permanent. When you live somewhere, it's more permanent. It isn't always, but it's more permanent and temporary. If you say I'm staying somewhere, everyone knows it is not going to be for very long. But if you say I'm living somewhere, it is very permanent. So, okay, Kelvin, what is the difference between to rent a flat and to own a flat?
Okay. To rent somebody who pay for a service, but not your,
Uh-huh.
and own someone who pays to have the product
Okay.
in the case. Okay.
Yeah. So the person, let's see, to rent a flat means to pay to live in a home, right? And then to own a flat would be the person who receives the rent, right? Receives the rent money. Okay, move in and move out. What is the difference between those two words, Alabek?
I think that, for example, we can move in. It means that we came into the new flat, for example.
Uh-huh.
But before that, we moved out from the old one.
Yeah. So come home and then leave home.
Yeah.
Leave home. Come home, leave home. All right. Oh, okay. Before we actually put these in sentences, let's see if we can just talk about these words and use them. So let's talk about stay somewhere. Kelvin, could you tell us about the most interesting place that you have stayed?
Okay, a place. Um, Sometimes I stay in the beach. I think that's uh, more interesting.
Okay. So,
I
so
I sleep in the beach was very cold.
really, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
stay at the beach and awesome, awesome. All right, Carlos, how about you? Can you tell us about a really interesting or fascinating place that you've stayed?
Um, I don't know the word. Isn't this house in the mountains made with wood?
So like a beach house in the mountains, we would call that a mountain cabin.
Yes.
Mountain cabin.
Is a cabin?
Oh, and a cabin. Another word that in British English they might call it a cottage, a cabin, or a cottage, which is it's a small little, maybe a box building. So is that where you stayed? Is in the mountain, up in the mountains?
Yes, yes, yes. In a cabin on the top
Uh-huh.
of a mountain.
Awesome.
It was very good.
Uh-huh. Did you climb up or did you drive up to the mountains?
Uh, Drive and to mid part of the mountain, then we
Uh-huh.
climb to the top of the mountain.
Awesome. Yeah, so it would be a cabin.
Yes, yes, yes.
So some are really huge and spectacular, and then some are very small and
No,
not so.
that one very small.
Yeah, like this maybe.
Yes.
So, all right. And Alabek, how about you? What?
Yes, I'm trying to remember. I think that more interesting experience with about staying in this someplace were when we at the school time we used to go to the mountains,
Uh-huh.
and there we used to stay in the tents. You know the tent.
Okay.
So
So, yeah. So basically, camping in a tent. Okay.
yes, it's some kind of camping.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's been a couple time with me, so it
Uh-huh.
was more interesting, I think, for
Uh-huh.
me.
Yeah. And just being out, you were probably away from your parents as well. So, yeah. Um, for me, I would say the most interesting place I've stayed was in Stockholm. And if you guys have ever gone to that area of the world, especially Stockholm, if you look at hotels, they have a lot of interesting types of hotels. And I spent about a month researching hotels, and I decided on this one hotel because it was a former women's prison that had been made into a hotel. And so it was just kind of a unique experience, and so that's, I would say, the most interesting interesting or unique place that I've stayed at was this hotel, and it was
Is there
in
when they
Stockholm.
have?
Yeah.
Is there when in Sweden?
Was there what?
It's not on Sweden.
It was in Sweden, yeah, in Stockholm.
They have this hotel made of ice.
They have a hotel made of what?
Ice.
That's Finland.
Oh.
Sweden might have one as well, but I know that Finland has an ice hotel that is only open a couple months out of the year. But I never stayed that. And then they have the igloo hotels as well. Have you seen about that? Um,
Yes.
yeah. So let's see. I think that Sweden has them too. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like Sweden and Canada has them too. Ice hotels. That would be interesting.
Yes. I saw a TV show about that hotel.
Wow. I'm not sure. These are probably at all different places, but yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe Russia has them too. So Scandinavia, not Scandinavia, Siberia. So, all right. So just because I'm American, I need you guys to humor me because I'm American. Okay, a flatmate is British English. Does anyone here know what we would say in American English?
Maybe roommate.
Yes, roommate. Roommate. Okay, and so a flat, of course, is British English. What do we say in American English for that one?
Maybe you say apartment or room.
We say apartment.
Okay.
See, and then see if there's any other. Okay, all the rest are American and British English. Okay, so Alabek, could you tell us about the most unique flatmate or next door neighbor you've ever had?
Well, actually, I never had a
Flatmate?
flat or a roommate because in our university, so the college, we used to stay at our own homes. We usually don't live in the we don't take an accommodation at the university, but because I was studying in the university which situated in my own city, so I didn't did that kind of experiment.
Okay, yeah. So like in a lot of countries, not like in the States and some countries, we have dormitories. So you guys do not have the dormitory life. Okay. All right, Carlos, how about you? Have you ever lived with a really a unique flatmate, or have you had a next door neighbor that you is memorable?
I'm not sure. I never had a roommate. I always lived by my own.
On my own?
And a neighbor, I had a policeman neighbor. It was
did you?
quite annoying. Excuse me?
I said, oh, did you?
I had a policeman who was my neighbor. It was very crazy. Always all the patrols and all the noise, and it was crazy.
Hello.
Hello, is anybody there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Hello, Carlos, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. I lost you
Hello?
for a second. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, because you were just talking about your cop neighbor, and then I just totally couldn't hear you after that. So I'm not sure why that happened. So
I was saying it was quite a noisy because all the time it was patrols in that house, and other cops came into that house, and it was kind of annoying, all that noise.
So was he a good cop or was he a dirty cop?
Here in Mexico, almost are dirty cops.
He was what?
In Mexico, it's very difficult to be a good cop. So I think he was a dirty cop.
He was a dirty cop. Yeah, because based on what you just said, I bet he's a dirty cop. Dirty cop means he was corrupt. If you're a dirty cop, or that means a corrupt cop. Okay. All right. Kelvin, can you tell us? Have you ever had an interesting flatmate or a unique next door neighbor that you prefer not to have? Could you tell us about them?
Okay, I live alone, so
Uh-huh.
in apartment. So I come home very late at university, so I don't know much my neighbors.
Ah,
Yeah. Sometimes my cousin and my sister uh come to my home, and they stay for a moment
uh-huh.
and return to my hometown. So I live alone too.
Okay. Now, one thing
Okay.
you said they stay for a moment. Okay. Now, they probably how long do they actually stay?
Uh, 1 or 2 days.
1 or 2 days. Okay. You would say they stay for a little while. And the reason, or you could say a couple of days. Okay. So if you stay for a moment, that would be a 1 or 2 minutes.
Sure.
Yeah, so a moment is very, very quick. So they stay for a little while, they stay for a couple of days, but just long enough for you to say Cisco home, right? So, all right. Well, let's go on and let's practice using with these sentences. What I'll do is have each one of you read one sentence, and let's start with Alabek. Could you read the first sentence?
Okay, John's flat was too far from his office, so he decided to move out and look for somewhere new. Somewhere new. He decided moved out.
And look for somewhere new. New.
New.
New. Okay. Carlos.
Yes, my host visits me at the beginning of each month to collect his rent money.
Okay, it wouldn't be the host.
The owner.
How about this? A landlord.
Oh yes, yes.
So a host would be like, for example, when Kelvin's sister and her friends come to visit him for a couple days, he is the host and they are the guest.
Oh yes.
So, all right. And Kelvin, could you do the next one? Okay, so Alabek, could you do the next one?
Okay, we were invited to and his wife. Okay, we were invited uh, to stay with Mr. Nakamoto at his flat in Tokyo.
Okay, excellent. Stay with Mr. And Carlos, next one. Hello?
Hello?
Carlos? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Carlos?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello?
Yes.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Alabek, you can hear me?
Yes, I can.
Can Carlos, can you hear me? I don't think he can hear us. Right, so Alabek, can you do the next one?
Okay. I think that our host was very generous. He treated us well and cooked us a wonderful meal every night.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Excellent. All right. So this time it wasn't me. It was Carlos. Okay. All right. Hello, Carlos. Can you hear us now?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. So did you kind of all of a sudden think you being heard, and then you left, and then so and Kelvin, what's happened with him? He's talking.
I don't know. The connection is very low. It's going on and off.
Yeah. It's I'm having as well, and it looks like Kelvin did too.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see if I can. Okay, so right, hey, Carlos, can you do the next one? Do you
own your flat?
What do you think?
Do you own your flat?
Yes.
No, I don't. I rent. I rented with 3 flatmates.
Perfect. We have 3 flatmates. So perfect. Okay. And Alabek, can you do the next one?
Okay, who's that guy standing outside the house next to yours? I've never seen him before. That's my new next door neighbor. He moved out yesterday.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, he moved in yesterday.
Yeah, moved in. Yeah. So and next door neighbor, I would say that most of the time we actually don't actually say next door. Sometimes, sometimes we do, but usually we'll just say, "Oh, that's my neighbor." Next door neighbor, that sounds kind of strange to me that we would say next door neighbor. So, all right, let's go on. Staying with people. Simon has a visitor from Italy. Let's complete the first part of their dialogue with the words below. So we have come, flight, hear, make, and take. So why don't we, does anybody, Carlos, do you know how to pronounce this name?
Gianluca?
Is that Spanish?
I think it's Italian.
Italian, okay. Yeah, I didn't think it was English. So, all right. So, Alabek, why don't you do Simon, and Carlos, could you do Gianluca?
Okay, Simon. Hello, Gianluca. Come in. Let me take your coat.
Thank you.
Hello? Alabek,
Yes.
can you hear?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, but you can't hear him, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, thank you. It's freezing out there.
It is not usually this cold at this time of year. How was your flight?
Flight, perfect. Was your flight? Just fine. No delays this time, luckily.
Glad to hear that.
You have a lovely place here.
Thank you. It's just been redecorated. Made yourself at home.
Okay, excellent. So make yourself at home. So
Hello?
It's just hello, Carlos. Are you back?
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, no, no problem, because it's happening to me too, and I'm getting very paranoid. So, Kelvin, you're back. Kelvin, can you speak?
Yeah, teacher.
All right. So it's Alabek. You're the only one I think that's stable this evening, or this morning for you. So
Yes, it is.
All right. Let's go ahead and read this dialogue again. This time, Kelvin, why don't you read Simon, and Carlos, you read Gianluca.
Okay. Hello, Gianluca. Come in. Let me take your coat.
It's freezing out there.
Yes, it's not usually this cold at this time of year. How was your flight?
Just fine. No delays this time, luckily.
Glad to hear that.
You have a lovely place here.
Thank you. It's just being redecorated. Make you yourself at home.
Okay, so do you guys know all of these different phrases? For example, for make yourself at home. Do you all know what it means?
It's like you're welcome. Make around.
Uh-huh. So yeah, well, yeah, it's like you're welcome, but it's like make yourself home. Home is like treat my home like your own. So go ahead and grab some milk if you need some and things like that. All right. Is this a similar conversation that you guys have when you go and visit someone's home in your own languages? Is this similar?
Teacher,
Yes.
teacher,
Yes.
what would be the pronunciation of luckily?
Luckily.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the pronunciation. What you just said, luckily, is the pronunciation.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and go on. Now let's do the same with the second part of the dialogue. Okay. And why don't we just split this in half a little bit? Alabek, could you do Gianluca, and Kelvin, could you do Simon just for the first part? Maybe tell to just one right here, and then we'll move to
Okay,
another.
I brought you some Sambuca. It's a special drink from Italy.
Thank you. That's very nice of you, teacher.
And nice is one. There's another possibility as well.
Okay.
Kind is the other one.
Kinda.
That was very kind of you. It's very kind of you. It's the same as nice. Nice of you.
Okay.
Either one of them would work. Yeah. Okay. Next. Alabek.
Oh, there's a Simon part. Can I get you?
Yeah. Isn't that you? No. Who is that? Oh.
It's Carlos.
Carlos.
It's me.
I guess it's second Carlos. So, yeah.
Can I get you something to drink?
Yes, please. A coffee would be ahead.
Coffee would be
Ahead.
ahead. Okay. Well, we're gonna listen, so we'll check our answers there. Okay. And next, why don't we just go in rounds? Kelvin, why don't you do the next one?
Coffee would be nice. Yeah.
I'm the Simon.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
We're gonna read the sentences.
Okay.
Right.
How do you like your coffee?
Okay, and then Carlos
White, please.
and Alabek.
Alabek. Okay.
Do you take sugar?
Okay. And Kelvin?
Just one.
And Carlos?
Here you are. Would you like to eat lunch now?
And Alabek?
No, thanks. I'm all. I don't. I'm all. Okay. Oh, I'm all right, of course. I ate on the plane, but could I just try one of those biscuits over there? They look very tasty.
And then Kelvin?
Yes, of course. Let's think. Of course. Help yourself or not? Okay.
We're going to listen to it, so we'll see. Okay, and then Carlos. Okay, Alabek?
Thank you. Oh, before I forget, could I check my email from your computer? I'm expecting an important message.
Okay, Kelvin.
Okay, what is the options? Okay. I'm afraid. I'm afraid the internet isn't working at the moment.
Okay, and Carlos? Are you back?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Gianluca?
Yeah, right here.
Okay, I'll just make a quick phone call, if that's all right.
Okay, and then Alabek.
Sure, go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, so Alabek, you saw the mistake you made earlier.
Yes.
Okay. Now yeah, it didn't sound really good. It would be ahead, but I thought, well, we'll just check our answers. Now what we're going to do is we're going to listen to recordings to check your answers, and then we'll listen to them first, and then we'll check the answers. So bear with me a moment. What we're going to do is I've got an MP4, and I'm going to bring it on the screen that you guys will watch. So one moment.
Hello, Gianluca. Come in. Let me take your coat.
Thank you. It's freezing out there.
Yes, it's not usually this cold at this time of year. How was your flight?
Just fine. No delays this time, luckily.
Glad to hear that.
You have a lovely place here.
Thank you. It's just been redecorated. Make yourself at home.
Okay, so I believe that we said this. We said we got the dialogue completely right. Does everybody agree? Did you all hear that? Hello?
Hello, teacher. I'm here.
Yeah. Did you hear the dialogue?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Very
excellent.
quick.
Yeah, and it was very quick. It's interesting because that dialogue, which is the first one that we went through, you did it completely correct as far as choosing the correct answers. What I find interesting is a lot of the things that was said would not be said between two men. For example, you have a lovely place here. Thank you, it's just been redecorated. That's a female thing. So I thought Gianluca was a woman, because a woman would say that to a man, but two men? What? Really? So, all right, so let's listen to the second MP4, or watch the second MP4, and then we'll check our answers as well. So bear with me a moment while I get this on the screen, and I'm taking my headset off and putting my microphone on to my ears. So one moment.
I brought you some sambuca. It's a special drink from Italy.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. Can I get you something to drink?
Yes, please. A coffee would be nice.
How do you like your coffee?
White, please.
Do you take sugar?
Just one.
Here you are. Would you like to eat lunch now?
No, thanks. I'm alright. I ate on the plane. But could I just try one of those biscuits over there? They look very tasty.
Yes, of course. Help yourself.
Thank you. Oh, forget. Could you check my computer? I'm expecting an important message.
I'm afraid...
I just...
Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, I'm here.
And the teachers, no?
No, I think that's from the computer.
She had problems again.
Yeah, can be the connection. Teacher, hello.
She's gone.
Oh, okay, man.
Yeah, the connection is very low. I'm having problems. I'm having those problems too. It's going on and off and taking me out of the hangout.
Well, hang on for her.
Maybe
Where are you
she's
from,
trying
Carlos?
to from Mexico.
Ah, Mexico, nice.
Where are you from?
Brazil.
Brazil. Oh,
Yeah, it's very hot.
I'm a I live in this part of Mexico. It's like a desert. It's close of the U.S. border, so it's very hot here too.
Oh,
So,
teacher?
so when did I drop out? Hello?
Hello, I'm
In the
here.
middle of the video.
In the middle of the video, all of a sudden it stopped, and I went through the whole thing, and then I started asking you guys questions, and nobody answered. And I was like, what? So, okay, so let me start the video again. And sorry about these issues, but I guess I'm not the only one. One moment.
Teacher.
It's a special drink from Italy.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. Can I get you something to drink?
Yes, please. A coffee would be nice. White, please.
Do you take sugar?
Just one.
Here you are. Would you like to eat lunch now?
No, thanks. I'm alright. I ate on the plane. But could I just try one of those biscuits over there? They look very tasty.
Yes, of course. Help yourself.
Thank you. Oh, before I forget, could I check my email from your computer? I'm expecting an important message.
I'm afraid the internet isn't working at the moment.
Okay. I'll just make a quick phone call, if that's alright.
Sure. Go ahead.
All right. So, did you guys find that their English, was that easy to understand or difficult?
So, teacher.
So? It depends? Okay.
It was very quick for me yet.
It was, okay. And
Yeah.
but as you are around different accents, it becomes easier and easier. So, yeah, okay. So the only difference between what they said, of course, was I think Alabek, you caught that anyway, is that there's no ahead here. And they actually said here, that's very kind of you, but nice, grammatically nice will work, so I'm going to keep this here. But they actually said that's very kind of you. A coffee would be nice. One thing that I find interesting, and I think it's because I'm not a coffee drinker and I'm also not British. What is white coffee? Does anybody know?
White coffee?
Yeah, it says, how do you like your coffee? White, please.
With milk or cream?
Must be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard, I've heard people say black.
I never heard.
You've never heard white either?
Maybe it's with milk.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've heard with milk. I've heard with cream. I've heard cream and sugar, with cream and sugar. But I've never heard, and then of course I've heard black, but I've never heard white before until I came across this material. So it's interesting. So see, where are we? We're going to skip over that. Being a host or guest, let's match the following sentences with the responses. We have, how was the weather in Madrid? Dinner is ready. How do you like our city so far? Did you have any problems finding us? Is this your first visit to London? Let me give you a lift to the airport. Thank you for having me. You must come and have dinner with us sometime. And then, it smells delicious. No, actually, I've been here several times. None at all. I took a taxi straight here. Not at all. It was a pleasure. Not too bad. It's quite mild at this time of year. Thank you. I'd appreciate that. Thank you. I'd love to. Very impressive. So, Alabek, could you match one of these sentences with a response?
Any of them or?
Any of them, yeah. You don't have to go in order. Yeah.
Okay. Did you have any problems finding us? No, actually, I've been here several times.
Okay, perfect. No, actually, I've been here several times. Okay, and Carlos, can you match one?
How was the weather in Madrid? Not too bad this point of view.
Okay, yeah, so not too bad. It's quite mild this time of year. Okay, perfect. And Kelvin, could you try one?
Okay. How do you like our series so far? None at all. I took a taxi straight here.
No.
No, sorry. Well, it's very confusing.
I would say maybe this one right here. So how do you like?
Impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. So which means basically it's saying I'm impressed so far.
I don't know the word impressive.
Okay, impressive is basically impressed, and what it means is I like what I see. So when you say I'm impressed, you say I like what I see. So if you go to a movie and you're impressed, it's because you like that movie. If you start a new company and you're impressed the first few days, it's because you like the people, you like the policies, you like everything. So.
Okay. All
right. You're welcome. Alabek.
Well, I'm afraid that I did some mistakes because did you have any problems finding us? It relates with the not at all. It was a pleasure.
Okay.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Did you have any problems? And none at all. It was a pleasure. No, it doesn't match with that.
Yes, because is this your first visit to London? No, actually, I've been here several times.
Oh, perfect. Yes. However, that works grammatically. It works great. Actually, did you have problems finding us? Works better with not at all. I took a taxi straight here.
I think the taxi is leave to the airport. It's to 6.
Nope, because let me give you a lift to the airport would be thank you. I'd appreciate that. So yeah, you are correct that you did choose the wrong one, but I accepted it because it works grammatically. Did you have any problems finding us here? However, you are correct also that is this your first visit to London? No, actually, I've been here several times. Is also the correct is a better one for this one. So, yeah.
Okay.
But the one for the taxi, because it says, did you have any problems? Not at all. I took a taxi straight here. Where if it says, let me give you a lift to the airport, is not saying not at all. So, and that you're talking, I took a taxi straight here because so it's backwards. So that's why that doesn't work. But thank you. And thanks for mistakes too. Carlos.
Yes. Let me give you a lift to the airport.
Okay. Well,
thank you. I'd appreciate that.
Perfect. You were listening. So, excellent. All right, Kelvin.
Okay. You must come and have a dinner with us sometime. Letter D. Thank you. I'd love to.
I'd love to. Perfect. Okay. Okay, and then dinner is ready. Which one would that be?
It smells delicious.
Yes, it smells delicious. Yeah, even if it doesn't smell delicious, you can still say, it smells delicious. Thank you for having me. Not at all. It was a pleasure. And now Americans would not say not at all. We would say it was a pleasure. We would say my pleasure. We really enjoyed it. Thank you for coming. But we wouldn't not at all is a very British way of speaking English. But we do understand it. We just don't say it. So yes.
Thank you for having me. Having me is like receive me.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Thank you for hosting.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for letting me stay. Yes. Okay, well, it's been great, guys, working with you during this hour. I'm sorry about the internet problems, but I guess Alibek, you were the strongest one here because you didn't have any. So. All right. Yeah. So everyone, thank you, and have a good evening. I guess Carlos and Kelvin, sleep well when you finally get there, and Alibek, have a great day.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you.
Thank you,
very
guys.
much. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.